stor och god och stark. För en fantastisk prakt.
This time we are back with a coming-of-age Norwegian movie called Turn Me On, released in 2011. But viewers, there are spoilers ahead. So watch out and take care. The story begins in beautiful countryside situated in Norway with towering mountains and breathtaking views, Skadeheimen. We're introduced to a 15-year-old Alma masturbating while having phone sex. Her dog keeps staring at her silently, unable to interpret the entire situation. When her mom comes back on, she puts on her clothes and goes back to her table, pretending to study all this while. Later, she takes her dog out for a walk. After a while, she is joined by her classmate, Archer. She has a crush on him. In a voiceover, she confesses that every night, she fantasies about Archer secretly entering her room through the windows and sharing some intimate moments with her. In the evening, she joins her friends in the supermarket. Ingrid, one of her friends, talked to a stranger into buying them a few bottles of beer by giving the excuse that they had forgotten their ID at home. Back at home, Alma calls her phone sex buddy and explains the situation to him. She promises to call him soon. Alma prepares to go to the party. She puts on the new dress that she had specially bought for this day. Dreaming about meeting Archer and spending time with him, she reaches the bus stop. They wish Marie goodbye as she leaves for her college in Oslo. Marie was Alma's best friend's cool sister. On reaching the party, the trio takes up a corner and enjoy themselves. Alma's eyes meet Archer amongst this chaos and her face turns red. She excuses herself and goes outside. Archer follows her to the backyard. They stand in silence for a while. Then, Archer approaches her and pokes her with his erect penis. Alma gets excited and retreats to the bathroom to masturbate. While coming back to the hall, Alma meets her friends on the way and describes the entire incident. But her friends didn't believe her. Archer arrives at the scene and simply denies the accusation. Alma leaves the party and goes back home. The next day, Alma falls ill. Her mother scolds her for drinking beer at a young age. Later, Ingrid comes to meet her. She tells her that her allegations about Archer had reached the entire school. She was being ostracized for spreading false rumors against Archer. Amidst this, Alma does the unthinkable. While fantasizing about hammering Ingrid, she actually got up from the bed and brushed against her with her tits. Ingrid runs away in fear. Now, there is no saving her. In school, everyone starts bullying her and calls her by the nickname Dick Alma. The students started treating her like an outcast. Even her closest friends leave her alone to tackle the situation. Archer even refused to look at her. After getting off the bus, she keeps fantasizing about Archer. She daydreams about having sex with him at her home and smoking cigarettes afterwards. She goes back home and locks herself in. Later, she stares at the choir performance from windows and imagines Ingrid making out with Archer. To create an image of a cool girl among her classmates, she covers her jacket with the smell of a hash cigarette. But even that doesn't work out for her. Sarah felt for her, but she couldn't do anything about it. Her sister, Ingrid, was in love with Archer. Taking a stand for Alma would mean betraying her sister. She couldn't understand what is the right thing to do right now, so she kept avoiding Alma. One morning, Alma's mother receives the telephone bill. She is shocked to see the enormous expenses and confronts Alma for the same. She confesses about calling a service number for phone sex. She promises her mother that she would take up a job at the convenience store to pay up the phone bill. After her mother asks her to leave her alone, she goes out for a walk. At their usual hideout, she meets Sarah. They get into a conversation that ends with Sarah promising to hang out with her outside the school. During dinner, Alma's mother tries to console her, but she ends up insulting her as well as the food she prepared. The next time, Alma joins the store for work. The owner teaches her the work and leaves the store. The customers do not arrive for a while and she starts imagining Sebdran seducing her. She was brought back to reality when Archer comes in with a little girl as her first customer. Alma is clearly finding it difficult to control the hormonal changes in her body. She feels helpless because she didn't know what was happening to her and couldn't even share the feeling with someone. Meanwhile, Sarah and Shorten came closer. He agreed to run away with her to tea. Slowly, Sarah Lou starts falling in love with him. He was her first love. In the store, Subjorn asks Alma to clean up the magazine shelf, promising to pay her for an extra half an hour. Alma agrees to the offer. She takes a porn magazine from the shelf while cleaning up and glances at a few pages. Sarah Lou comes up to her with drinks. She throws the magazine in the dump and sits down on a stool to have a drink with her. She tells her about falling in love with Shorten. Alma is thrilled to listen to this news. In the morning, Subjorn finds the porn magazine in the dumpster. He calls Alma's mother to tell her about it. Alma's mother grows tense. She tells him that there was something abnormal about Alma and asks for another chance. Alma's mother rebukes her and grounds her. Alma feels irritated and leaves the room. At night, Alma's mother leaves the house for work. Days pass by and the situation worsens. Alma continues to be shunned by the students of the school. Finally, Sarah Lou comes up to her with a suggestion to talk to Archer regarding this. Later, at the bus stop, Sarah Lou and Ingrid get into a fight. Ingrid accuses Sarah Lou of meeting Alma in secret and calls her a hypocrite. Sarah Lou tells her that Archer might have been lying in this case and leaves after she tries to cook a story about her and Archer. At night, Alma listens to her mother talking to a neighbor about her daughter's obsession with sex. She feels embarrassed even while thinking about it. Alma gets hurt and runs away from the house. She goes to Archer's house to seek answers. At first, he refuses to admit his mistake, but when Alma insists, he couldn't refuse and admitted the truth. But he denies any kind of sexual attraction towards her. Alma asks him to confess this in front of everyone and accept her as his girlfriend, but Archer refuses. He clearly states that he already has a girlfriend. He apologizes to Alma, but she leaves his place. Confused and shattered, Alma goes to Oslo to meet Marie. She decides to never go back to Skadeheimen. She reaches her apartment to talk to her. But Marie is having her exams and is tied up in a tight schedule. She asks her to come to her in the evening. In Skadeheimen, Alma's mother asks her neighbor about Alma. She tells her that she has seen her leaving the house at 8 in the evening and another time in the passenger seat of a car. Judging from the direction she followed, the neighbor guessed that Alma had gone to Oslo and informs the same to her mother. Being a nosy neighbor, she knew everything that has happened at the party and tells her about it. Alma attends a party with Marie's friends. They insisted and kept asking about why she ran away from the house. Alma tells them about the incident that happened at the party and the episodes that followed afterwards. Marie hugged her tightly and consoled her. One of her friends wrote a song on Dick Alma and sang it for her. It makes her laugh. She parties with her friends all night and sleeps at Marie's. The next day, Alma leaves for Skadeheimen. Her mother receives her at the bus stop and hugs her after she gets off the bus. She takes time off her work and promises to take Alma for a fall vacation. At night, Archer arrives at her home, throws stones at her windows, and calls her outside. He confesses that he is in love with Alma, but she rejects his proposal and goes back to her room. She is transformed into a different personality overnight. This incident brings a positive change in Archer. He publicly confirms that he has poked Alma with his penis, and she is not the kind of a person to imagine things. The movie ends with Alma introducing Archer to her mother. Do subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Thank you.